I want to share a thought that I had. It was a voice, you know. Um, I really don't know, how to do this. I don't know if what I'm saying is conveying over, and it's funny now that I'm in this position. So many people have something to say. They say, Tish, hit them hard, and then go to your introduction, and then it's no, do an introduction, and then just hit them hard, and it's just too much. So I'm gonna do what I'm gonna do. And I'm going to do what God told me to do. Okay? So you'll get the introduction when I feel like giving you the introduction. You cannot tell me what to do if you're not doing what I'm doing. Point blank and the period. Okay? Let's move on. I want to share something with you. It was definitely a thought that popped up in my head, right? And it was definitely a voice. And I heard it clear as day. And my goal here is to get you to identify the voices and knowing who's navigating your mind. So this thought popped up in my head, and it says, if it's easier to just die, then why fight to live? Because they say when you die, you're just sleeping. I mean, you're resting. I mean, who don't like rest? You know what I'm saying? So this was a voice in my head, and I was informed that, maybe we fight to live because we're afraid to die. Ain't that the truth? It's the aftermath. It's the aftermath that gets us. What are some of the signs or indicators to you that makes you aware of, it's time to take a mental health break? What are those signs? What are those indicators that when you recognize that your mind is going through something, and how do you work with that? The battle are the voices in your head. That's the battle. And here lately, because I know I'm not the only one, the voices are loud and they are convincing. What will possess a child to go into a school and shoot up the building? What was going on in the mind? What was the voice that was guiding him to that? Do you understand what I'm saying? The voices are the ones that dictate your life. The voices are the ones that are guiding you. And this takes a lot of practice, y'all. It takes a lot of practice, and you can't do it on your own. You can only carry you but so far. Your techniques and your system is not working. Not in these days. I don't know what the hell. I mean, excuse me, Daddy. I mean to say that loud. I don't know what is going on. Listen, the devil might win a few battles, but he will not prevail. Okay, so y'all still pray for your girl. I'm working on me, but it's a lot. It's a lot going on, and you can only carry you but so far. See, you need assistance. You need guidance. You need understanding. You need to equip yourself. And sweetheart, nothing is yours until you understand it. And let me tell you something, sweetheart. The voices don't get tired. Okay, they don't take any breaks. Okay, they will interrupt your sleep. They don't stop. They'll have you will turn over, and then them voices start kicking up. You know them people have to sue you. Now what you gonna do about that? You know that bill, man. You know what I'm saying? He get to talking, and you get to staring, and it start taking sleep from out your bed. What are we going to do with all of these voices? How are you going to navigate in life if you can't even control what's going on in your head? And what's going on in your head is seeping out into your reality. We see it every day. And you know what's so hard? It's so hard when I'm talking to different people, and because people are so set in their ways. You are set in your habits. You have to learn to get control of your daily habits. The voices is the challenge. That's the challenge. Now, I don't know who that was for, but it was definitely for somebody. You understand? Take it and put it wherever you need to put it. We have to learn to control the voices. Now let's get into it. Greetings, my beautiful brothers and sisters. Yes, it is your girl, your big homie, TT, and welcome to TT Talk, y'all. First, before we move forward, you know I have to give a special shout out to the APAP team, yes indeed, for allowing your girl to represent God and his kingdom. And I don't take this for advantage, y'all. The system that the world is using is drying up. And we need to find another system. We do. In this seat, and not particularly this seat, but in this seat where God has me in life, I see a lot of things, y'all. I hear a lot. I know men cheating on their wives. I know wives cheating on their husbands. Divorce is on the rise. I know people that are dealing with unknown sicknesses. I know people that are gamblers. I know pill poppers. I know prostitutes. And yes, boo, if you're giving your body for money, you are a prostitute. We'll deal with it later. Okay? I know alcoholics. I know crackheads. Okay? I know people that are suffering from depression, anxiety. It's so much going on. I know so many people with so many mental issues that's going rapid in their mind. There is no one that I have came across thus far that got it all together. Not even the person talking to you. Honey, I'm still working on myself every day. And some days are better than others. It's just like that. You got to learn to roll up your sleeves and keep it moving and keep fighting. That's just what it is. Every day I have to pull from the source. Do you understand that? It's an everyday thing, not a one day a week. Every day the voices are attacking you. Every day the voices keep popping up in your mind. What are we doing? The kingdom is the source. The blessing is the resource. And I know some of you like, she keep talking about the kingdom. Yeah, my language is different because I'm feeding myself every day with this knowledge and I'm trying to get an understanding, y'all. I pray that what I say can convey over where it makes it relatable to what you are going through. We all catching it. What are we going to do with that? It's tough navigating in this life with all of these different issues. And you know what God wants to do? God wants to give you a new revelation of who you can become. That's it. And the only reason right now you in a situation where I got to do what I got to do. I got to do what I got to do. Yeah, you got to do what you got to do because you didn't do what you were supposed to do in the beginning. And I'm going to speak for myself. But now I got it. You got to get it. You got to get your understanding. You can't just trust God. You have to obey. You sitting up there, you praying, oh, I just trust God, He's going to do a miracle. And you out there doing whatever you want to do. There is a requirement from you. We are all temporarily fools until we meet knowledge. And once we meet knowledge, we go back and we give it to the fools. Am I making sense? Come on now. Hit that like button if it's starting to make sense to you. We are not supposed to. We have to adapt in this world. We do. We were born into it. You have to be here. You understand? But we do not adopt to the worldly ways. That's what makes us different. So whatever you're talking about in this world or whatever the world is in agreement with, I ain't trying to hear what y'all got to say. So far from a follower. And if it doesn't line up with this book, I don't care who it is. I'm not going to follow you. Come on, y'all, I got to make it make sense. There is laws to this. What is God's strategy? Let me share something with you. Do you know that disobedience has its own consequences? We're going to go to Genesis. We can stay in Genesis all day. Adam and Eve, right? What did he say about the tree? He said, if you eat from this tree, you will surely die. He did not say, I was going to kill you, right? He said, if you eat from this tree, you will surely die. The dying was in the act of eating the fruit. So the disobedience has its own built-in consequences. There are laws to this. If you take a fish out of water, sample, y'all. If you take a fish out of water, the law is for the fish to be in the water, right? Fish does not belong on land. If you take the fish out of the water, I don't care how much you pray, slay, or sling your snot, the fish will die. If you remove, because now you're going against the law. You feel me? Yeah. If you take that plant and uproot it, and you take it from its source, it's going to die. I don't care what you do. The plant is going to die because you're going against the laws. You are not built or equipped to live in the water. It's going against the law. That's not the way you were made. Man life without God leaves you with what? What kind of life is that? Let me check on you. How you doing? How you doing out there? How is your strategy working for you these days? Are you okay? Are your children okay? Are your family members okay? What is going on with our mental? God, listen, God has predictable principles, y'all. Don't take a rocket scientist. We all just keep falling for the same old tricks. He been turning tricks since the beginning. You know what I'm saying? You know where you know what Eve thought was? She sat and she entertained the enemy. And let me tell you something. You sit down and you listen to that devil long enough, man, he is so convincing. He is the most cunning thing that is roaming this earth. Tongue slicker than Rick. Okay. You don't fool with the enemy. Take this as a note. Let me give you this. Can I give it to you? If the devil is making you uncomfortable, then you make him uncomfortable by calling him out. Let me give you a quick story. Let me give you an example. Now, this has happened numerous of times, right? I got to always put somebody in a Nike check. Okay? Yeah, you got to do that. I'm going to tell you about an incident that it totally caught me off guard. So, I used to teach back in the day, right? And it was this guy. He was married. He knew I was married. I was married at the time. I knew his children. And one day he caught me in a classroom by myself. And he said to me, and the way he was looking at me, and the way he had like did a little slight rub on my arm, and I'm looking at this fool. And he says to me, y'all, true story. He said, my wife is going to be out of town this week if you want to come over. Hold on, let me slow this down. First of all, sir, I was saying this was going on in my head. Like, first of all, do I even look like that type of person? Do I look like I will be over at your house while your wife gone? What are your motives and your what's the motivation of you having me going to your house? What are your intentions? So I ain't play with him, y'all. And yes, he was nice looking. he was the appetite. But I'm not going to play with no devil. So you know what I told him? I wasn't nasty. I looked him dead in his face. And I said, you ought to be ashamed of yourself. How dare you come at me that way? That's ridiculous. Why will I come over your house? Shame on you. And you know what? His whole demeanor changed. And I think after that, I think he stopped picking the child up after that. You know what I'm saying? I put him right in his place in a straight Nike check. But no, you know what we do? We like to laugh in the devil's face. You heard what she said to me? She said she wanted me to come over. Oh, what the wife gonna say? You like to go have drinks with the enemy. You like to sit and converse with the enemy. You like to sneak off with the enemy. And listen, if you are coming at me in that kind of way, then you are the devil. You got to recognize it. Recognize him for who he is and what he's trying to do. Don't fall for it. Same old trick. Everything that's going on right now, that's been going on in the Bible, y'all. You think this new? You think this new? I just told my husband this yesterday. I said, man, the enemy been turning the same old tricks since the Bible days. We are the slow ones that keep falling for it. It's the same thing. There was all kind of things going on in the Bible. Y'all read it for yourself. Don't take nobody's word. Get your own knowledge. Get your understanding and get in that book. They've been raping and killing and stealing and doing all kind of crazy stuff. It's kind of it's just like now. It's the same thing. The devil ain't turning no old tricks. And he knows your appetite, sweetheart. See, what might be tempting for you may not be tempting for me. And what may be tempted for me may not be tempting for you. He knows your appetite. There are laws to this. My peoples gave me this. So you know I got to give it to you, right? He said you got to go with your second thought. You got to go with the second thought because the first thought is the sin. That first thought when you see her, you like, ooh. I like what I see. I want to see what that about. And immediately, because you can't help them first thoughts. You can't help the first thoughts. And immediately that second thought should rebuke that first thought. You know how in the movies, when you be watching a movie, right? And that first thought, they be sitting up there and the person be talking to them. And then all of a sudden, you see them just grab the person and start choking the person. That'd be that first thought. And when you get that first thought, you got to rebuke it with that second thought. Because I swear, y'all, sometimes I be like, you know what? I'm about to dig in you. I'm going to take these thumbs and I'm going to just gouge out your eyebrows. I'm going to bite your eyeballs. And I'm a bite off your nose. But we gotta rebuke that. That'd be the first thought. Okay? We can't control the first thought. Your flesh. You gotta learn to start rebuking those thoughts. So go with your second thought. So whatever that thought that first come in that pops in your head, rebuke it with the second thought. Because I'm telling you, if you keep feeding it to that first thought, you're going to find yourself in a world of trouble. You won't be perfect. I ain't perfect. I'm still trying to figure this thing out. But I'm learning to equip myself every single day. This is all I got. This is Mrs. Winters. Is it Mrs. Winters? No, This Is It barbecue. This is it. Okay, this is all I got. I'm going to throw all my weight on this. Me and you both going to see the results. I said, when I was in the beginning, when I was talking about people commenting and stuff, I said, let me just figure out the kinks. It ain't like it's a million people watching this. We going through the errors right now. I'm trying to figure my way out just like you. We ain't no different. Keep this book of law on your lips and meditate on it night and day. Okay? Laws are both natural and supernatural, both physical and spiritual, to guaranteed maximum fulfillment of the purpose and the potential of life. Laws makes life predictable. So you have to study the laws of this book and the principle so you can have a tool on how you can navigate in this life. There's laws to this thing. The world makes it complicated, but it's really, really simple. Your success are the results of obedience. Your success are the results of obedience to the laws. We don't know what you're going through. I don't know what you're going through on this day. God knows what you're going through. You need to find another system, because if you don't, it is going to destroy your life. It is going to destroy your children's life. And you have to get this knowledge to give to your children, because if you don't know nothing, if you can't equip them, if you going by how you living, then what type of children we have? We have to find a new system. When you sin, you rebel against the laws of God. That's why you have to understand this so you can get it and you can apply it. It all starts in here first. How you think the way you think, but where did you get that idea from? Why do you do what you do? What's driving you? Try something different. Look, go back again. Read the New Testament and read it with a kingdom mind concept so he can open it up to you and it will be different. You don't just sit and listen to all this stuff because you don't know what you're taking in. It has to align with that book. Okay? Listen, God loves you. He loves him some yous, whether you believe it or not, whether you accept it or not, whether you know it or not, you are loved by God. And he wants to guide you. He wants to assist you. He loves you so much that he sent his only son, the only one, to die for you. How amazing is that? Wherever you are at right now in life, he will meet you right where you are. You just have to believe that. Thank you for allowing your girl to pour this sweet tea, okay, of love, inspiration, and motivation. Y'all tune in next week and see what God is going to do, because I'm so serious. I have absolutely no idea. But God can only respond with what was initiated. So you have to seek him first. The kingdom starts directly here first. You got to work on your mind and start believing in what you're reading. Okay? It starts in your mind first. And laws cannot, my friend, be substituted by prayer. Get up off your knees. They're black enough. I need you to get the moving, boo. You understand? Y'all take this with you. Remember, go with your first. Don't go with your first thought. Go with your second thought. Okay? The second thought should rebuke the first thought. Okay? Know and study the laws of the kingdom. Okay? Understand what you are reading. Ask God. Hey, here we go. But 100 times. Let's go. Read it with kingdom concept. And I'm telling you, the words would jump out and it would speak directly to you. It's amazing how it works. It will only work if you work it. You understand? Now, y'all go ahead and let that simmer down in your souls. Okay? Go out there and live a best life. Do your part now so he can do his. Y'all be blessed. Mwah. Bye.